Hashtags. Should you have a hashtag strategy? Do hashtags even matter anymore? Well, in this video, we are going to break it down. My name is Michelle Gifford. I'm a brand marketing strategist. I help you grow on Instagram and beyond. I have a marketing agency, so I'm not only doing this work for my account, I'm also doing it for my clients, and I'm teaching a lot of people how to do it over on Instagram and in my private community, Flick.social Society. So if you want to join my community, click the link below. In my community and on Instagram, one of the questions I get all the time is, how should we be using hashtags? And part of the reason that there's so much information that's conflicting is the purpose of hashtags has completely changed over the years. So when Instagram first came out, hashtags were one of the only ways that you could really go viral. That's not how hashtags are used anymore. Hashtags are more used for SEO and for categorizing your content. The three ways Instagram hashtags are used is, number one, to just tag your content to connect it with other type of content and let Instagram understand what your content's about. Instagram is a search engine, and hashtags is one way that we can signal to Instagram what our content's about. And so we need to make sure that when we are using hashtags, that we are using hashtags specific to the content that we're creating so that we can send an accurate message to Instagram about the content we're creating. We also can use hashtags to connect with other content in our industry. So there are people who are using Instagram expert in my industry. So when people click on that hashtag to view that type of content, I want my content to be there. And if you really want to get people to stop and engage with your content, you need better hooks. I have a whole hook guide. It's 131 hooks for free and how to use them. You can find that link below as well. So that's another way you can use hashtags. The third way to use hashtags is to categorize your content. I've seen like home decor people who they have one project, right? Maybe they're renovating their kid's bathroom. So they will use a specific hashtag for all of the posts under that renovation so that when people want to see all of it, they don't have to scroll through Instagram, but it's like a folder system. They can click on that hashtag and see all of the posts that go with that kid's bathroom renovation. So those are the three ways that you can use hashtags. So how many hashtags should you be using? Instagram came out about a year ago and said 3 to 8 hashtags is the amount that you should be using. I've also heard experts that say, don't use hashtags, it doesn't matter. And the truth is, it matters, but it doesn't. Hashtags are not going to make or break you, but they do help. If Instagram said 3 to 8, is that it? Well, no, the limit is 30. And really, it's going to come down to the quality of hashtag. If you are posting really random hashtags just in hopes that one's going to catch on, but they have nothing to do with your content, that can actually be damaging because it confuses the algorithm and they don't really understand what your content's about. The better thing to do is not really worry about the amount of hashtags you use, but worry about the quality. Does this hashtag relate to the content I'm creating? And does it connect to the industry that I am creating the content in? When I'm creating content, I will look at the topic that I'm talking about and I will do hashtags that are based on that topic. And then I will add some hashtags for my niche. So that's a little bit broader. And then I will add industry hashtags. And to keep it easy, I have like a list of hashtags for each of my content pillars that I have saved. The software I use, it's called Flick.social. I'm going to flip the screen around and we're going to take a look at what it looks like inside. This is a dashboard of Flick. So here are all my collections. And what I've done is a collection of hashtags for the different topics that I talk about. This is my content strategy collection. I really like using Flick.social because I can get a lot more information about the hashtag that I can't really get just doing it straight from Instagram. It can tell me my competition score. So look, content strategy is going to be harder to rank for than brand your business, but also the reach is lower. And it comes over here and it will show you how many posts have actually used this hashtag. So in general, I like to keep the hashtags under 1 million-ish uses. And I obviously have some that have a couple more, but I like to test things out all the time. I will build this list, and yes, it has 27, but these have some broader topics so that I can take those out if it doesn't really apply. And then I will just copy this collection and I will paste it into my caption. And look at this. They have some other suggested hashtags that I could add to this if I wanted. So let's come over to how do you build your collections. First, let's choose one that I want to do and see it brings up that low competition. There's probably less people using, but it'd be easier to rank for. Medium competition, high competition. So I can go through and choose which ones I want to do, or I can just select them all. And then I can click down here and I want to save to a collection. And so I want a new collection to create. So if I go over to collection, I should be able to find my Instagram test. This will have all of them. It's just that simple. I don't have to select them all. I just did that for simplicity's sake. Now I have this collection. There's 40 of them. So I can remove some of them. Like this one that's 22 million is probably not one that I'm ever going to rank for. So I can take those off. Another reason I like Flick.social is it has more analytics about hashtags than Instagram. So it'll show me which hashtags I've views, which ones have ranked and the potential reach for these. And then it shows me my top performing. They also send me an email every month that tells me which ones are doing well. And then they have some additional reports. I went to reports over here and they will tell me how many posts I've done this week. They show me how many people I've reached, impressions and profile views, and which hashtags I'm ranking for. I don't get these analytics anywhere else. It also gives me this report view, which I like because in a glance, I can look at which ones are doing better with my reach, impressions, likes, and comments, and saves. So I can see that this one, grow on Instagram in 1 hour, is doing really well. And so I can do more of this. I can also remix it, which with this remix, it'll take your caption that you've already created and it can rewrite the copy, or you can have it be a different topic, but the same type of content. Now, it's not going to create my carousel images, but it will recreate the copy, which is pretty cool. All right, now you know how to use Flick.social. Let's talk about how you can apply it. So the great thing about Flick.social is I can have it all there. It does auto posting and all those things. I really use it mostly for my hashtags and analytics. I like to post natively in the app. That's just my preference. But with Flick.social, with these analytics, I can quickly see what content is working for me. It makes using hashtags so easy. My goal for you is to take the stress out of hashtags. We should not be too stressed about it, but we should have a plan. I have a link if you're ready to use Flick.social. I really love it. This isn't sponsored. It's just something I use all the time. And make sure that you're subscribed, and we'll see you next week.